Hey, it's actually Applegate here at Kentucky Welding Institute, and we're joined by the president of Heavy Hitters TIG rigs, Clark Kelly, and we're going to talk a little bit today about your products and your company and maybe some comparisons here. So thanks for joining us. Appreciate you coming in.
You bet. Heavy Hitters TIG rigs have been in the market for 3 or 4 years now, and they were designed by welders for welders. And some of the common complaints of the market standards, the economy TIG torches that most people find in the field, are that the single piece power cable sometimes has inadequate stranding to carry the current.
Okay.
It has to be buckled into a power cable adapter to take the current from the welding lead into the torch. There's a point of resistance.
Right.
Inadequate cable stranding can be another point of resistance and heat, and then your gas is flowing through all that and heating up on the way to the head, so it's not providing cooling with bottle cool argon. And so the total result of that is that the whole rig heats up, and right there in the moment of a critical weld, you have a failure of the power cable, blows out because it got hot, or you have the head blow out or droop or whatever right when you're trying to move the puddle.
We've all been there and done that.
So, our founder, Russell Lassiter, who was a pipe welder himself, took matters into his own hands and started manufacturing in his basement of his house. And he decided to take the single piece power cable and make it a two-piece. And what he did by doing that is make sure that, number one, we have adequate cabling to carry that current, a better connector, no power cable adapter required. Just get that out of the way, so now we plug directly into the welding lead, put our gas right here, and a lot of times in the field, you're working off a header. And there can be variable pressure, variable flow. You get a little bit of extra gas control here at the tail end, in addition to fine-tuning it here at the use point.
Okay.
Now we're carrying cool argon through the rig, and it's cooling the head, and maybe have a 50-60 degree differential versus the competitors, which gives you better puddle control because you're coming out with cool argon.
All right.
A lot of little things add up to longevity, and we're not producing heat. It's cool to the touch. This torch here is the 150 amp version that most competitive products rate at 150. We rate ours at 180. And you'll find that in standard pipe welding conditions, this torch will run all day because a guy's not going to run longer than his wire, and you can turn this thing up well over 150 and run all day. Now, if you get into a heavy wall situation where you're pouring on, you'd like to maybe lay down a little bit more metal, and fill a little quicker. That torch will run at 300 amps all day long, air cooled, and there's really no competitive offering in the market. So we feel that we've provided a quality product. It's made here in America, down in Alabama, and we ship all over the country and beginning to ship around the world with a great following that we have out there in the market.
Yeah, that's awesome. So are the heads still flexible, or are they a rigid head, or can you get that either way?
All of our heads flex.
Okay. Yeah.
A word on that, all flex neck TIG torches, whether we made it or not, are subject to overbending.
Right.
And what you want to do when you flex your flex head, you want to warm the torch up. Maybe make a couple little practice passes for a minute or two to get a little warmth on, and then you want to bend it against your thumb with a bigger radius than simply bending it at the joints where any torch is weaker. So you get a lot more life out of your torch if you bend it every now and then when you need the bend, and warm it up first, bend it across your thumb. Those things will help increase the life of your torch.
Yeah. That's super good advice. I think a lot of the young welders who may be watching or listening have probably, like the mistakes I made, Ugger, when I was younger. I move it a few times, the next thing you know, it gets floppy, and before you know it, I have a blowout.
Yeah.
So I think that little piece of advice is really going to help some of the folks out here. And I love the fact that you got that second gas valve on there that makes it really awesome. And then when you highlighted being able to quick connect, especially if you get in a boiler setting where everything is grounded. Man, if you pull off of that lug that has to adapt your stinger on, that's just not efficient as having that quick connect right there.
Well, and the safety man on some jobs considers that a safety point too. The old way of taking your stinger and biting on a tag and leaving an electrically live point on the floor.
Cutting a thumb out of a glove and sliding
or a Coke bottle or whatever. And then they came up with the boot on the power cable adapter, which is nice, but it's still a point of resistance.
Yeah.
And so with ours, you take all that out of the equation and you leave your stinger in the bucket instead of having people drive a forklift over it.
There you go.
And so your stingers for weld and stick and your TIG rig is nice too. And just on the question of taking care of the head, take care of your tail as well. Periodically, slide the cover back, check the connection, make sure it's nice and snug on a fresh piece of cable. This allows you to, trim back and reconnect your connector so that you don't have a poor ground. And if you do that periodically, I was talking to one of your instructors just now. He's a specialty welder as well as instructs here, and he's had his rig since Heavy Hitters has been in business.
Wow, that's amazing.
So 4 years, the same rig, and he brags on it. I got him on a little piece of video bragging about it, but that just is a testimony to low heat equals long life, a little bit of maintenance. You buy one torch and run it for 5 years instead of 5 torches to run 1 year.
Right. Product longevity is important, and in America, a lot of people are looking at warranty and service. So tell us about your warranty.
Sure.
If something does happen, what type of a period do they have?
Sure. Well, you got 90 days to figure out whether there's something wrong with the torch.
That's good.
So if you place an order through a distributor or on our website and you have a problem with it, 90 days, you contact us. Just give us your name. We'll find your order. We'll evaluate the problem. Might use some FaceTime to help troubleshoot. If it's a bad head, we'll swap out the head. You send us the old one back. It's all post-paid, no cost to you in 90 days. Now after 90 days, we can replace the head at a cost. We have hose repair kits, so you can maintain your own rig. You can't really maintain a traditional one-piece rig when it's worn. You throw it away. But we've got hose repair kits, additional connectors and stuff, so you can keep your rig fresh. So you can always call our customer service. The phone number's on the website.
Okay, well, we appreciate that. We appreciate you coming in today and talking to us about the differences in your equipment you have. So if you're looking for any of these fine Heavy Hitters products, you can find those here at Kentucky Welding Institute, or you can find them on the Heavy Hitters website. So
that's right.
Clark, thanks for visiting.
You bet.
Come back for more.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thanks for watching and listening here at Kentucky Welding Institute.
So hopefully you guys like this video. We'll be putting out more videos on our YouTube channel, so subscribe to that. And also check out our website. We have links, and we also have shop for clothing and a virtual tour. Until next time, see you there.